At a specific side convention in Bonn, the center-left Public Democrats, SPD, elect to start official coalition negotiations in Chancellor Angela Merkel's CDU/CSU association. How brings a brand new, Merkel-led authority nearer to fact. Several 600 SPD convention delegates discussed the movement for several hours on Saturday. Vote to start formal negotiations. How will potential conduct to a extension of the CDU/SPD association of the recent four-persons year, as called Great Coalition, GROKO. At the side meet, 362 convention delegates elect affirmative time, 279 elect versus the negotiations. A not voice would include constrained Merkel each to manage one in a poor minority group by the government or set the nation on a way to new elections. Talk at a click meeting in Berlin, Merkel pronounced expect for the coalition. Same largest essential item for us in these coalition talks is how Germany construct a steady by the government that is capable to knob next questions and can discover answers to them, she told. SPD lead Martin Schulz initially controlled out a new great coalition in September following his side's stake of the voice as well slumped. He reiterated his collateral 2 months after, following original coalition negotiations among the CDU/CSU and two less parties compressed. Schulz insisted how voters had taken into account the Great Coalition same red map and how his side, whose stake of the voice bring down to its minimum standard with Planet War II, necessary to restore himself in opposition. He as well was worried how rejoining Merkel in by the government would indicate the distant right option for Germany, that introduced the domestic parliament for the at first period in 12.6% of the votes, would be the major opposition side. But in few sustainable options left and the perspective of new elections looming if a by the government could not be shaped, Schulz came by blood pressure to revise and do his side accessible for negotiations. Convention delegates at a side meeting in December elect by a big most to start research discussions, that signed recent 1 week while the parties achieved a prior transactions. With later, Schulz has been on the way, advocacy SPD convention delegates about the nation to supporting him in which was anticipated to be a blade-edge voice. Lot voters appear unfortunate in the perspective of a new great coalition. A latter survey of social announcer ARD showed how 52% of respondents did not believe else GROKO was a nice concept. However, Europe Parliament CEO Antonio Tajani vaunted the treaty. Negotiations will start in the following few weeks. One day a coalition transactions has been achieved, SPD convention delegates will voice on if to claim it. If how definitive obstacle is purified anew by the government will be shaped, but how is hardly to occur up April or May.